Here's your lymphatic routine for the legs. So lay down, get comfy, and we're gonna work the lymph of your legs. So we're always going to start by opening up your 7 major lymph nodes. I'll walk you through all of them and then we'll get to our legs. So hands on top of the chest, tiny, gentle little skin stretches down. If you're familiar with my videos, I'm hoping that you're starting to learn this. If you're brand new, this is what you want to know. So it is a very gentle stretch down. We're pulling down away from your collarbones. We'll do about 10 there. We're gonna start to open up our lymph system. Next spot, make a peace sign. Come behind the ear and in front of the ear on each side. Gentle circles, and it's a pull down. And honestly, the more you can move the ears, the better. If you start to feel swallowing, if you hear your tummy gurgle, if you feel your mouth salivating or even drainage back behind your nose, even a deep yawn, all of those are signs the lymph system is starting to move. All right, under the jaw, little circles here. So this is one way you can do it, with just this touch on the corners. Another way, I like to wrap my hand around the back and around the front. I make a little cup. It's a gentle pull down, and I'm going to say gentle about 500 times because people tend to do everything very aggressively in life. There is no such thing as no pain, no gain when it comes to pain, and especially when it comes to your lymphatic system. Pain equals more pain. Being gentle equals a more gentle feeling in your body. So what do you want to feel? It's one of my soapboxes, I'm sorry. All right, next spot, under the arms. So give yourself a little crisscross, gentle massages here. We want to make sure these filters are open. Everything must travel through here before going to your heart. And then eventually everything will move through your liver and your stomach, your digestive system, and then out when you go to the bathroom. That is the goal. Next spot, at the diaphragm. So where the ribs come together, this little soft spot here, my belly button's down here. So it is very gentle here. We're just barely below the bones. I got another swallow, so my system's moving. Is your system moving yet? It might not be, and that's okay. Let's make sure we're hydrated. So water and electrolytes are your best friend. If you're not drinking electrolytes, let's get you on them. If you have questions, which ones, I'm happy to chat, send me a DM. I have lots of opinions on these things and I have lots of recommendations. All right, next spot at the groin. So you can't really tell with my pants, but right here is pubic bone to hip bone, little gentle circles at the groin. All right, after this one, I'm going to adjust the camera so we can start to work on your legs. So lay down if you're not already, get comfy on the couch or reclining in bed, and we'll go to your legs. The last lymph nodes we need to open behind our knees. So you can do these seated or laying down, but gentle circles just behind the knees. Be nice here. So as we start to get to the legs, our goal is always to move everything back up towards the heart. And we're going to do our gentle skin stretches, always only in that direction. I never want to go back and forth with the lymph system. Something great you can challenge yourself to do is when you put your lotion on or when you wash your body, even on your face, put it on in the direction the lymph flows. So if you watch my other videos and you get familiar with that, give yourself that challenge. So once we've opened up the major 7, we'll come to the top of your thigh. The majority of your lymph lives in the middle of this inner thigh. I'm going to wrap my hand a little bit underneath, around my middle thigh, and then on top. And I'm going to gently pull the skin towards my hip, and then relax. Pull the skin, and then relax. I never want to go back and forth, pushing it back towards my knee. It's a pull, and then a relax. With this hand position, I have a pretty good surface area, and we can always migrate and rotate the hand position, but the majority of the lymph hangs out here. Now, however, if you've had a surgery on this side of your body, absolutely, come over here and give this side lymph. But if your main goal is just to work the main section of the lymphatic system, the main portions of it are here. So once you've done this higher section, come down just a little bit and repeat. Get comfy. So you can do this seated in a chair. You can do this laying in bed or reclining on the couch. I've even done this laying on my back with my legs up the wall, so gravity helps. That's another great way. Gravity is a good friend of ours. Come down a little further and pull. Gentle skin stretches here. So the other thing you can add, it can just be a straight pull, really basic. Vater method is a oncology specific, post-op specific, medical manual lymphatic drainage method. And Vater method adds this little half circle turn. So imagine if you're driving your car this way and there's a speed bump in the road or debris in the road and you want to avoid it, you swerve around it. So as I pull up, I add a little swerve. And that little swerve can be applied to anywhere on your entire body, but it's really great for bigger sections where we're just gathering more movement, more lymph flow. And because I can even feel that swerve now all the way underneath my leg. I'll come a little bit lower and keep pulling. Now, if you've had any knee surgeries, any knee injuries, any leg injuries, any ankle issues, any big toe issues, your lymphatic system might be a little stagnant down here. If you have lymphedema, if you have lines on your skin when you take off tight leggings or take off your socks, that is lymphatic swelling, right? Especially if it comes and it goes. If you wake up one day and your ring is tight, that is lymphatic swelling. You didn't gain 10 pounds overnight of body fat. It was fluid. And so we can gauge our lymph flow based on the swelling in our body and how our clothing and our jewelry respond. So as I get closer to the knee, I'm just going to cup underneath and do these little pulls. So I had a near-death accident. I actually tore this knee at my meniscus, my ACL, and my MCL. I have what's called asphalt tattoo. This is 13 years old. It's a scar. And this knee will randomly just swell up on me. So I do this work a lot on myself. When it's swollen, I do these gentle pulls, these gentle stretches back, and I'm trying to pull the water back up towards my heart, pull up all that lymphatic fluid. Okay. Once you get to the knee, retrace your steps. My video can't be as long as I wish it could, so take your time coming back up, all the way up. Once you've gone down and up, come back to the knee, do a couple of more pulses. I like to sandwich the whole knee and just give it these little gentle compressions. And then after that, we're going to repeat all of that on your calf. So working on the calf, same thing. If your foot's on the floor, that's fine. If you bring it up here, that's fine. If you prop it on something, maybe we'll just do that for you. There we go. Okay, so gentle pulls towards the heart from my calf. I'm wrapped underneath. I have this little suction cup sandwich going on. And you'll notice I'm not sliding on the skin. I am stretching the skin and relaxing. I'll go a little bit lower and repeat. And you'll notice it kind of moves like a wave. I rock back, I ease off. I rock back, I ease off. My goal is to be able to launch a course for non-professionals. So right now I teach professionals and I certify in manual lymphatic drainage and a couple of other certifications as well. I would love to offer something for non-professionals to learn to work on their family, their children, their babies, their elderly parents, because I believe this work should be done in households amongst our family. We all brush our teeth, or we should, right? We know we should. Why aren't we taking care of our lymph system? It's just as important as brushing our teeth. Why aren't we doing this every day? That is one of my biggest soapboxes. All right, as you get even lower, down towards the ankle, what I want you to think about now is we've got these little lymph nodes at the ankle bone on either side. So take your fingers and do these gentle pulls right off the ankle bone where it's squishy. So I broke this ankle 8 years ago. I haven't injured it since, but it's still squishier in here compared to the other side. It's still swollen. There's scar tissue in there that creates less ease in the blood flow and the lymphatic flow, so it tends to get a little bit puffier. So anywhere you've had an old injury, an old surgery, even if it's from childhood, we can have stagnant lymphatic and stagnant blood from those very ancient injuries and complications in our body. So once you've done that, we'll bring it back up, all the way up. I think my video might cut out soon, so we'll go a little quicker. But take your time pulling that skin back up. The last thing I'll have you do is brush. So we're going to brush up towards the heart. And whether, you know, if your foot's down here on the floor and you're brushing, if you've got it up on the couch and you're brushing, but I want you to pull that towards the heart. Brush the knee. I spend a lot of time brushing my knee because that's where I tend to be swollen. You can even brush underneath, pull it like this, brush it this way. If you have any surgeries in your future, do this leading up to your surgery. Let's clean out the tank before they put the fish to sleep, shall we? And then certainly after surgery, let's clean out that tank again, because they dumped it full of brand new meds and toxins. They literally put you to sleep. They put your organs to sleep. Your lymphatic system slowed down, your liver, your digestive system. I'm sure you are constipated, like most of us are after surgery. So get this stuff moving and you will feel tremendously better. I work on people 1 day post-op. They start coming to me or I go to them 1 day post-op. This work is incredible to get healing and to speed up the rate of healing in our body, especially and even if what you have is ancient, and that's okay. We all have ancient things. So the last thing I'll have you do, pump behind that knee, and then pump the groin again. Pump the diaphragm. All right, we're reversing steps at the underarms, at the ears or the jaw. As long as everything's open and moving, that's what matters. All right, under. And then gentle skin stretches down, and then repeat that on the other side. So I did one side. That right leg feels light and airy. I hope that helps.